HPC, up and down the land, the cry of "it's not fair" has been ringing out from households. But the trouble is, every time we say that, every time we think that, every time we hear that, or we think they shouldn't be allowed to get away with that, what we're effectively saying is we want God to judge. Sure, we don't want him to judge us, but we do want him to do something about those things which we consider to be evil and wrong. If you don't believe me, just try and remain calm as you're queuing in the rain outside Tesco's when somebody tries to or succeeds in pushing into the line in front of you. It's enough to turn a mild-mannered associate vicar into a fire-spitting fury when people do that. It's not fair. Somebody should do something about it. I can't believe they're getting away with it. We want justice. And the problem is, of course, that justice in this life is never perfect. We either feel the sentence is too harsh or too lenient. We feel that the person has got away with it in some sense. Or we feel they've been unfairly treated, which is why Andrew Wilson points out in his book Incomparable, in our culture, the different roles of the judiciary, of the legal system, are separated out to make them less susceptible to corruption. So we have a police service, a jury, a judge, a prison service, all with a different function. Checks and balances, if you like, on the levers of justice. Not so with our God. He is judge. Isaiah 33, verse 22, says God deals with all of these areas. This is how it reads. The Lord is our judge. The Lord is our lawgiver. The Lord is our king, and he will save us. God writes the law. He made everything. He knows what it's for and how it works. And either in the words of Scripture or by his Spirit on our hearts, he says this is right and this is wrong. He gives us our consciences to provoke us to be aware of God's law. He's the police officer. He enforces the law. By his very presence, he restrains evil. He doesn't completely destroy evil, not yet, but he does keep it in check. We are not as bad as we could be. Psalm 34 says, "The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous." And then the next verse it says, "But the face of the Lord is against the evil." So both Christians, those who are righteous in Jesus, who are aware of his power and his judgment, they are restrained in their evil inclinations and actions. And those who aren't Christians but have a vague sort of awareness of there being a God, they too are restrained by that awareness. Which is why, as Andrew Wilson points out, the worst atrocities of the last century have been committed by those who were signed up, card-carrying universal atheists. Why restrain your evil inclinations if you only have to give an account to yourself? God is the judge. He will weigh the evidence. He will discern how it is that people have really lived, what they've truly been like. And he won't be fooled. He won't be persuaded by arguments. He won't be sweet talked. He won't be distracted. All of which is a rather sobering thought. He knows everything. He judges justly. One day everything that is hidden will be exposed before him. And God the judge will pass sentence. There'll be no surprises. We already know the verdict. The only question will be, has the punishment for that guilty verdict, which we and everyone deserve, been paid in full in the person of Jesus and by his death on the cross, so that we might live? If not, then ruin awaits. Because the last function of God, the just judge is to see that that sentence is carried out. And wonderfully, as Wilson points out, that will be a reward for those who have trusted in Jesus, and wailing and gnashing of teeth for those who reject him. God is our judge, and thankfully we know the answer to Abraham's question, will not the judge of all the earth do right? Yes, he will. Have a great day, HPC.